So when I'm going to set up a DOP network and a WordPress, so I'm just going to copy the ones from my firewall. And okay, going back at the first frame, that was not the case. So now I'm going to rename this Smoke Trails Smoke Trails. Oops, we found the one at the end. And Smoke Trails. So I'm just turning off here my simulations. I'm gonna go inside my DOP network. I'm gonna get rid here of the particle advection OTL because we already have bits flying in the air, so that's what we're gonna use to render. And I'm gonna go to my tools first. I'm just gonna update everything. And this one was called, let me just cancel that. Okay, so it was smoke. And I just double check here. Okay. Smoke from, okay. So actually I'm gonna rid of the Upres. I'm not gonna go with an Upres for this one. I'm gonna just first update this one and then copy paste for the second layer we have. So here we said smoke to smoke trails, I think. And why were they pointing to me to smoke? Okay, oh yeah, and then just want to double check something is weird. So oh right, I forgot to put the bounding boxes. So here I'm just going to put a bound and a null. So PB1, and did I leave a space last time? I don't remember. Let me just double check on another one. Okay. Oh, I didn't use a null in that case, so I'm gonna do the same. Just copy. No. Copy. Delete and paste. There, and I'm gonna paste the second time here. Perfect. And one thing I'm going to do quickly, just gonna group this. No. Up. There, same here. And I'm gonna call this one smoke trail 1 and smoke trail 2. It just makes it a little bit nicer. Okay. So let's go back here. I'm gonna save my file. So this should now, it's still not returning anything, because, oops. So why is it not returning anything? Smoke trails, emitters. Oh, I think that's it. With S at the end. Yeah, that was it. So I just had centimeters. Okay. So that seems correct. We don't have any other reference really in here. Neither do we have here. So I'm gonna change my emitter here because this is obviously wrong. And this I'm going to get smoke emitter and out smoke trail 1. Just double checking. Yep. I'm gonna change this in a second. Right now, just double check I don't have any weird thing going on here. That seems pretty good. So okay, let's now set that up. So I'm gonna turn off straight to combustion. And so first of all, time scale, I'm gonna bring it back to 1. Temperature diffusion 0.1, cooling rate 0.6. I'm gonna delete my keyframes here and just put 0.1. And I'm just gonna go back here to the default value 0, 1, 0. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a buoyancy direction going up on Y. Combustion, like I said, off. Then shape, I'm gonna delete already my animations here. So dissipation, I'm gonna go with lower value 0.01, a disturbance of 0.1. Then shredding, I'm gonna lower it just to 0.3. Turbulences, I'm gonna lower it to 0.25. Confinement, I'm gonna lower it as well to 0.7. So dissipation, I'm gonna leave it as I'm gonna not leave it at this, but I'm gonna go to control range, go from 0 to 2 instead of 3. Disturbance 0.1, and then block size 0.01. And I'm gonna turn on here the control settings, and I'm gonna use the temperature. Okay, and I'm gonna go from 1 here, the control reference, put that 1 and 0 to 0.05. I'm gonna leave this the same. Yep. Then on the shredding, temperature threshold 0.75. Now the stretch, I'm gonna make it a bit higher, 2.5, and the clip gradient lower it to 7. Okay. Turbulences. So turbulences, I'm gonna go with a little bit bigger swirl size. So I'm gonna go to 0.6. Grain, I'm gonna make it higher as well, 0.65. Then pulse length, I'm gonna go to a value of 2. Seed, it doesn't matter there. Influence threshold, I'm gonna leave it the same and put turbulence of 3. I'm gonna lower the control influence under my control settings for the control influence, and I'm gonna leave everything else the same. Yeah, and confinement, I'm gonna turn it on, use the density as control field from 0 to 1. I'm gonna leave everything else here the same. So relationships, nothing changes there. Advanced, sort of advanced, I'm gonna leave this there. I'm just gonna change here my minimum maximum sub-steps, so I'm gonna go with a higher maximum sub-steps of 5, safer condition of 2. So yep, I'm gonna leave this like this, and now I'm gonna go on my emitter. I'm gonna get rid of my keyframes here. 1 scale source volume, I'm gonna go down to 0.25, 0.5 for the scale temperature. Actually, I'm going to switch this to smoke, change this back to 0.25, and okay. And here on the pyro, if I go to my properties tab, just for now I'm gonna keep it at 0.8, but I'm then gonna lower it for higher res. I'm just gonna check quickly what this gives us. Once again, saving my file. Okay. So I'm wondering if it's just my viewport now that doesn't show me anything, or let me actually just check something quickly here. Okay, I'm just increasing now my density here just to visualize it. Okay. So that's good. Now I'm just double checking. Okay, one other thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna edit this. So allow editing of contents, same on or smoke solver. Okay, and we're going to add here gas repeat solver. And minimum passes 2. And now I'm going to to finally go down here and set it to 0.025, just to have a higher resolution, so it takes obviously more time to sim. I'm not gonna display it right away. Okay, so I think we're all set here. Now I'm going to go up, turn this one off. Actually, let me go quickly here. I'm not gonna call it out, so I'm gonna call this one act bits, and we could add here a couple of things. Instead of having a simple sphere, so let me go switch this to polygon, add a couple of details. Could just add a mountain or whatever fractal solution you want. I'm not gonna keep it that strong, and actually I might have a little bit, I don't think it's necessary to go that far with the amount of primitives. They're going to be so small anyway. So I'm just gonna go with a lower height, maybe a lower frequency. And then here I'm gonna go first, go to my stamp tab, turn stamp inputs, and I'm gonna do like let's call it index, and I'm gonna just go here with could be just already, don't need anything else. And now on the mountain here, just go write the stamp expression, grab my copy node, then stamp, so we said index, and then 0. So now if I look at this, they all have a different offset value when they get created. That gives us some random shapes. Of course, that's really basic. We could go even further. In that case, it doesn't matter, but we could add like rest position as well. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave it like this. It was just to not have simple spheres, okay? And now if we play this, so it's always more interesting than having simple basic shapes. And we could add rotation if we close to it, but again, we're gonna be pretty far, so rotation or not, we're not gonna see anything. Okay, so that was just a small thing I wanted to change quickly here. I'm gonna turn this one off. I'm gonna go to my smoke trail, and I'm gonna change a little bit in here. So I'm gonna delete that node for now. I'm not gonna import any upres, no particles, we don't need this. I'm gonna bring this one here, and I'm gonna get rid of volume compress, because we already with values really low, we have really low values in our sim, we saw it. So this is just gonna break it even more, so we're gonna have some really bad results using it on such a low density. caches. So this is all good. Volume sample for the velocity, so that's fine. We can leave it there. That's okay. Now that's gonna be good as well. Don't need to change anything there. Just double check the name. It's okay. Smoke trails, perfect. And I'm just gonna put back this together. So now I don't see anything. I'm just gonna pause my sim. Okay. Just waiting for that last frame to be simmed. Okay, so that's what we have. So if I just go like mix, let's see this one. Yeah. Okay, so we have here a smoke trails coming out. So that's fine. Just wanted to make sure that everything works properly. So this being the case, I'm just gonna call this one again smoke or dust trails, but I'm gonna leave it as smoke because that's the name we used. So smoke trails 1. And here I'm going to just add a 1 at the end and put this as an expression again. So up digits, copy this, paste it, okay, that works fine. Same here. I'm gonna add a 1 at the end and and here I'm gonna add the up digits underscore backdates. Oh, I saved the copy, that means. Okay, so that's good. And that's okay. Fine, so I'm gonna leave this one here and out. Smoke trails 1. Okay, save. Now I'm going to copy paste this one. Okay. So this should be pointing Okay, we don't have it just yet. Oh, and one thing I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off the heat because we don't need to export the heat, obviously. Just gonna keep density and velocity. So backup, copy, paste here. And I just want to make sure before I rename. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't make an expression here either. So let me get rid of this one. And up digits. Doesn't seem to be correct. Yeah, I have to go up one level. Yeah, that works. I don't think I need any other. This one is already set, so now I can copy paste this one. There. First going to check it here, so I'm gonna go with temporary lower res sim here. It's gonna be just faster to display. Saving quickly. Yes, so that seems to be working. So I'm gonna bring this one back to 0.025, and now I'm gonna put all this into a backdrop. Smoke trails, make it black. And finally, last thing to do is to go to our rock network. So we didn't do it for the other one. So we did the shockwave, okay. And now we need smoke, fireball. So we're gonna start with those two. So Control C, V. Smoke. Then here that's working, okay. Smoke one. Let's rename this smoke. Now I'm gonna copy paste this one again. Gonna rename this to fireball. So fireball is working properly as well. And oops, rename this fireball. And finally here I'm going to put smoke trails. Smoke trails. 1. And unfortunately that's not gonna work anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just copy these smoke trails. And then I'm gonna go put my up digit at the end here. Smoke trails. I just want to make sure this now is pointing to the correct one. Yeah, it is. Okay, and I can now copy paste this one. So the reason I just brought it out of my backdrop is just Houdini, because when you copy paste a node, now we don't see it, but usually, yeah, if I go out and then back, we see it's now behind it, and it just, the only way to get it back on top is to bring it outside and then bring it back inside. So that was just the small reason why I took it out and back in. So that seems to be working. So yeah, now you just have to sim all this, okay? And that's gonna end this week's lesson. So I didn't want to go too far this week because we already had a lot of things to sim from last week, plus those. So I really want you guys to take time to get all your caches ready. And next week we're going to create a new TL to load all the caches, and then we're going to render them, and finally we're going to quickly put them back together in Nuke.